Soon she'll wake and paint again.
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is an amazing turn-based RPG released in 2025. Nobody was expecting much of the game, but it showed us that a AA game can be a masterpiece and is surely going to be one of the nominees of the Game Awards this year.
You're only going to make things worse for everyone.
No. She chose to come. I didn't make the rules between you two.
You're fighting.
The game was developed by the studio Sandfall Interactive and released in April of 2025 to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows directly on Xbox Game Pass. So if you didn't play it yet, do. Especially if you use Game Pass, it'll hook you in the first 30 minutes of the game.
I thought I was used to losing people.
Yeah, me too.
The game mixes exploration, combat, and one of the most original and immersive storylines I've ever seen. In the first minutes of gameplay you'll already like that universe and characters, and from there on, it'll surprise you more and more. The combat is in a turn-based style, but is probably the best game to start playing this kind of game if you never played some, cause it's not just press a button and wait, you gotta make it happen by quick time events to increase the damage. You'll also need to dodge or parry enemies' attacks, otherwise you won't get far in the game, cause it may be challenging in some moments, so just do a favor to yourself and play it.
Our Expedition 33.
Help me!
Kitsugami Path of the Goddess is one of the best games released in 2024, and it wasn't as successful as it deserved to be, but is a unique video game experience that you gotta have. It was developed by Capcom, and released in 2024 to PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Series, and Windows, and is an amazing strategy game that mixes combat and tower defense, all with a lot of style and personality. The game takes place on a mountain covered by defilement. During the day, purify the villages and prepare yourself for sundown. During the night, protect the maiden against the hordes of the Seath. The visual style of this game is also a unique point of it, with beautiful colors and insane animations that feels in the same time alive and psychedelic, creating an experience that beyond immersive for the gameplay, is also mesmerizing for the amazing visuals the game's got. So if you like strategy games, this is an excellent one for you, and if you're just trying to play something different, this is the game you need.
In international news, a leading arms trafficker is reported to have been found executed. Mohammed Omar bin Nasri, based in a remote part of Saudi Arabia, was in possession of over $100 million worth of small arms, ammunition, missiles, and vehicles.
Alpha Protocol is a forgotten and underrated third-person game that mixes a good action, with RPG mechanics, stealth gameplay, and a deep storyline, even with choices. What for a 2010 game is not as common as nowadays. The game was developed by the studio Obsidian Entertainment and released in 2010 to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC, but for some reason this game was never really famous. But today I'm here to introduce you this great game. Loyalty carries a price, and no one knows this more than Agent Michael Thornton. A talented young agent cast out by his government, Thornton is the only one with the information needed to stop an impending international catastrophe. So if you're searching for a forgotten game that deserves to be remembered, this is a very good one, so go ahead and have fun.
I wish I could tell you who to trust.
You are operating under Alpha Protocol.
I want to see Mommy.
Hugo.
I want her to come back.
I'll carry you. Mommy is dead, Hugo. You'll never see her again. Go away! Hugo, no! Leave me alone.
Don't take too long.
I hate you.
It's for your own good, Hugo.
I'm sorry, I'm sick.
They've come back.
Everything is all right now.
A Plague Tale: Innocence is an amazing and riveting action game. It's one of those games with a rich and powerful storyline, but still with an immersive and good gameplay. It was developed by the studio Asobo Studio and released in 2019 to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC, and later to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Amazon Luna. Follow the grim tale of young Amisha and her little brother Hugo in a heartrending journey through the darkest hours of history. Hunted by Inquisition soldiers and surrounded by unstoppable swarms of rats, Amisha and Hugo will come to know and trust each other. As they struggle to survive against overwhelming odds, they will fight to find purpose in this brutal, unforgiving world. An excellent game for fans of medieval stories or even games with a good storytelling, so if you never played, do it, you won't regret. And the sequel was already released, and it's called A Plague Tale Requiem, and is a very good experience too.
Why did she keep resisting like that? Only our methods differ. We have the same goal. We both fight the plague.
Every good story is true in one way or another. And I know one you haven't heard of.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is the ultimate game of this nostalgic character, giving you an experience like you're really living like this insane professor.
So what brings you to the Vatican, Indy?
I'm looking for someone.
It was developed by the studio Machine Games and released in 2024 to Xbox Series and Windows, but in 2025 a version to PlayStation 5 was also released, and beyond that, a DLC to the game was already announced. It's called Order of Giants and will be released in September of 2025. Uncover one of history's greatest mysteries in a first-person, single-player adventure. The year is 1937. Sinister forces are scouring the globe for the secret to an ancient power connected to the Great Circle, and only one person can stop them: Indiana Jones. A game that mixes exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. The main combat of the game is stealth and melee fights, but there are shooting moments too. But don't expect a Call of Duty game here. It's totally different. Most part of the time you'll be exploring and solving puzzles. What's really amazing in this game, one of the best games of 2024 that unfortunately didn't get the attention deserved. Tunic, explore a land filled with lost legends, ancient powers, and ferocious monsters in Tunic, an isometric action game about a small fox on a big adventure. A game developed by the Studio Tunic team and released in 2022 to PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, Mac OS, and Windows. This is a game that you may look and think, this is a Zelda's copy, and well, there are mechanics inspired in Zelda here, and that's clear, but the game is extremely original, with something I had never seen in a game: the importance of the manual. As you play, you'll find more and more pages of the manual that will tell you what to do, but the point is, it's in a language that you won't get anything. Some parts will be in English, but just a few, and you'll need to follow by the figures. What makes the gameplay really immersive? The combat is hard, but really rewarding as you learn. Life is Strange is one of the biggest games, almost totally focused in the story and storytelling, creating one of the most immersive and original stories in video games history. The game was developed by the studio Dontnod Entertainment and was released to all platforms since then, except the current generation, but you can play on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series through the One and PS4 version. And yes, it's also available on iOS and Android.
So what do you want? You don't know who the fuck I am!
What are you doing? Get that gun away from me, psycho! No!
Follow the story of Max Caulfield, a photography senior who discovers she can rewind time while saving her best friend Chloe Price. The pair soon find themselves investigating the mysterious disappearance of fellow student Rachel Amber, uncovering a dark side to life in Arcadia Bay. Meanwhile, Max must quickly learn that changing the past can sometimes lead to a devastating future. A game with a thrilling and immersive story that will hook you in the first hour of gameplay, mixing interesting features and choices that will lead you to different events, even changing the end of the game.
You know how much this fucking outfit costs? You look great. I can't even chill on the steps.
Okay.
No way! No fucking way!
Okay, Victoria?
Oh, Samuels.
Sefue is a realistic third-person brawler with tight kung fu combat mechanics and cinematic martial arts action, embarking you on a path for revenge. A game developed by the studio Slocklap and released in 2023 to PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Series, Nintendo Switch, and Windows, and is an amazing game that mixes a beat-em-up with a challenging tight gameplay that many Souls-like fans loved. Whether you choose to play as a male or a female character, in Sefue you will ponder that question on your path for revenge, hunting down your family's assassins. One against all, you have no allies, countless enemies, and a mysterious amulet to bring you back to life every time you die. Yet, be warned, your secret weapon comes with a hefty price to pay, aging and its consequences. Every time you die you'll return older, so it'll start making the character weaker in some point, so it'll be even harder now. This mechanic is interesting for players that like to master the mechanics of the game, so it's a good challenge to try to beat the game as younger as you can.
Before this whole thing started, I just floated through life. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but my life didn't start until the world came to an end.
Alright, nerds, this ends now!
I sense some epic missions in my future.
To battle!
Sunset Overdrive is an action open-world game with a lot of charisma. The studio that developed the game is Insomniac Games. Yeah, the same studio of Spider-Man games of PlayStation. But the interesting part is that this game is exclusive of Xbox One and PC, and it was released in 2014, of course before of Sony buying the studio. Sunset Overdrive transforms an open-world apocalypse into your tactical playground. Zip, grind and wall run across Sunset City with an unconventional arsenal. Hyper-agility, unique weapons, and customizable abilities deliver an explosive and irreverent adventure in the end times. The world is colored and beautiful, and despite it's in a catastrophe, the game is really charismatic and funny even, with quirky characters, cosplayers, and much more. The best thing by far of the game is the gameplay that's fast, stylish, and really immersive, with many possibilities, grinding everywhere, even in the wires of the streets, jumping in many different places, and shooting with a lot of weapons, so believe me, you won't regret playing this game if you want to have fun.
We'll take this show down, or we won't, but we'll get some wicked respawn animation.
My apostles of Awful! You've hunted well!
Mad Max is an excellent and unique open-world game. Yes, it's a game of the classic Mad Max, and allow you to live in a universe as deadly and devastating as a Mad Max game gotta be.
One blast of the fuel, and he's cooked!
It was developed by the studio Avalanche Studios and released in 2015, 10 years ago, and it's to this day an insane game with an immersive universe, great gameplay, and a good feeling of progress that makes the game really unique and fun. It's available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, macOS, Linux, and Windows, and of course it's also available in the current generation through the retro compatibility.
Out here, there are no heroes. No gods. No saviors.
It's not a game for the players that like to focus on the main quests and beat the game as fast as possible. If you're this kind of player, this game may not be for you. This is a game for players that like to explore the universe, and it gives you hours of content, cause everywhere you explore, every place you scrap and destroy, and every new challenge you achieve will unlock new things for you, and the progression with both Max and the car is really immersive, so you'll really feel like you're in the world of Mad Max, and to this day, the game has insane realistic graphics, so it looks like a 2025 game even.
There's only those who live, those who die. And those who stand in my way. My name is Max.